me to take a break, talk about my iPhone 15 Pro. I even brought notes, so I won't ramble on. Okay, so I'm out here at my local garden, and the only reason I'm skateboarding at all is because the other day, my Apple Watch and my iPhone pinged me on my wrist to tell me my cardiovascular sucks. And frankly, I'm starting to think it was a bad idea because it's making me realize just how out of shape I really am. Plus, I wanted to make a dope-ass video about my iPhone 15 Pro, and I'm a senior citizen with a jacked-up knee, so I'm not really spending too much time in the gym right now. So this is the next best thing. Still, between all the time I spend at work and school with my kids and all that, and everything else in life, right now this is my gym membership right here, my skateboard, so it sort of works out. And considering I can't really breathe normally if I'm trimming my toenails, I think it's time I try and get some exercise in just so that I can have a better time in my 30s. All the gaming and lack of moving is definitely starting to add up. For reference though, when it comes down to my iPhone at least, I've been maining the iPhone 13 mini for pretty much 2 years. I originally got the iPhone 13 Pro, went to the mini. I got the 14 Pro, went back to the mini. And again, I got my iPhone 15 Pro and still went back to the mini. But now, finally, I think I'm actually ready to appreciate the iPhone 15 Pro. And one of those crazy things that I sort of wished I had when I was a kid is something like the iPhone 15 Pro. I was never particularly into sports. I just picked up a skateboard and went at it. I made some good friends along the way, kept me out of trouble, and I really enjoyed it. So I figured now in my 30s is the time to get back to it. And the crazy thing is now it is absolutely wild to the fact that I can just pick up my iPhone 15 Pro and learn new tricks in the palm of my hand. That wasn't really a thing back in the day on a flip phone. So this is actually an incredible way to get back into learning some tricks. And just one of those super cool things was being able to film myself on the way here with my iPhone, and it actually looked good. And the crazy thing is, back when we used to film our skateboarding tricks and all that, we'd have this shitty dad cam or some sort of VHS recorder, and it definitely still did the trick, but how far things have come, the fact that I can do that with my iPhone 15 Pro is absolutely crazy. Now, all those things I spoke about, from learning how to do tricks on your skateboard or just filming yourself, that can actually be done on pretty much any recent iPhone, which isn't the craziest thing. But there are some specific few things that the iPhone 15 Pro has done it for me where I finally started to appreciate it. From a health standpoint, from a mental health standpoint, from an entertainment standpoint, a creative standpoint, it's just an incredible device all around, and it really does pull everything together. GPT, how do I do a kickflip?
You got a fat ass.
Wow. Okay, well, that's not really going to help my mental health. Thanks, I guess. And let me be clear too, since this isn't really a technical review of the iPhone 15 Pro, but more so a really personal review in specific ways where it's actually improved my life. Now, as far as how I set my 15 Pro up, I don't really think mine is too unique, but as somebody who's previously struggled with screen time and social media addiction, I've sort of found a way to dumb down my iPhone to sort of just fit my needs without really distracting me all too much. And I might make a video about how I set up my iPhone, but really all I did was strip away all the social media apps, and I just leave that stuff to when I'm sitting at my desktop computer. It still works just fine, and that's good enough for me. I use an app called Dumbify, which sort of makes everything very basic on your homepage, and I just put the apps on my home screen that I'll actually use day to day without really distracting me all too much. And apart from that, I just slapped on a matte glass screen protector and a nice leather case. My goal with this 15 Pro was to really sort of emulate that new Light Phone 3 coming out in January. It looks like a nice minimalist phone that's premium and stuff, and I think the iPhone, if you set it up this way, it can be pretty much the same thing. On my homepage though, I really just have my email, text, music, Apple Notes, phone, and Safari. That's it. And there are some other key apps which I will touch on shortly, but for now I do want to get back into some skateboarding because my heart rate is getting a little bit too low. Ladies, fellas, if you're starting to get a little bit older like myself, definitely get yourself outside because it will make a hell of a difference as we age a little bit older. Even if you're in your 20s, please, God, stick with it. It's the best thing you can possibly do. I personally don't really have time for the gym. I don't really like the gym. So as long as I'm doing something fun that's actually exercise, I think that's the best way I could approach health at this very moment. But yeah, I'm going to get back to it before my knees turn to dust. If you hate the gym, screw the gym. Just get outside and do something fun. And I do want to give a huge thanks to Andar for sponsoring today's video. And let me be absolutely clear. Even if they weren't sponsoring today's video, I would still be using Andar on the daily. And full transparency, I reached out to them to sponsor this video. So Andar, thank you for supporting the channel. And thank everybody else for watching the channel. Right now though, I'm rocking their Andar leather case on my iPhone 15 Pro, which I did also use on my 13 mini. One of the main things I'm sure any iPhone user can relate to is actually simply how good and premium an iPhone feels in hand. And for me, using a leather case like this is truly the next best thing. I did also personally used to make my own leather wallets and goods as a hobby, so I really do appreciate the fact that they're using full grain leather for their cases, which is in fact the highest quality there is. The Aspen really does protect my phone while also smelling good, if that's a thing you're into, and again, it just feels so good in hand. Leather is a little bit more special as well. Every Andar case will patina differently over time and end up looking unique for each individual person. Even if you drop or blemish your case as it does its job, it will still end up looking really good. I will have the Aspen link down below in the video description, and thanks again to Andar for sponsoring today's video.
So I was supposed to skate home, but I'm walking home. I think I pulled my right shin, my calf. I pulled my right calf. This shit hurts, man. That's skateboarding in your 30s, I guess. Holy shit.
Okay, so the iPhone 15 Pro, I did mention there's a couple specific things that really do it for me when it comes down to this device. The first one, which is an obvious no-brainer for just about anybody who would pick it up, and that's going to be the flippin' camera. The sheer ability that this camera has, the fact that you can put it in your pocket and take it with you wherever you go is simply wild considering how good this camera really is. Now, the new Apple Log feature I know isn't really going to be a big deal for pretty much anybody who picks this up really, but as somebody who loves cinematography and color grading, I really do appreciate that feature, despite still being trash at both of those. But honestly, even as a kid, I really had a good time making dumbass videos, so even today that still stands. And I swear, honestly, truly, for anybody watching this, just start documenting your life with your iPhone, even if it's for nobody else but yourself. Take videos of all those mundane moments, photos of the best moments, and make videos even if nobody but yourself is going to watch them. When I'm out and about with my family, I love just using the cinematic mode on here, not even the Apple Log, and I just shoot all those moments I mentioned. Again, if you're looking for a quick tip to really make cinematic mode look a little bit better, honestly just set your aperture to f5.6 or 6.3 and underexpose the image about -0.7. In just about every situation it seems to do a great job except low light, so it really is a good time. The fact that I've made so many home movies with my iPhone is actually pretty nuts. It's pretty much the new dad cam of the present time. And the reality is I'm pretty much in none of those videos, but I know I'm the one behind the camera, so it does make me feel great when I am watching them back. So for me, it is a big deal. If your wife is playing with the kids, record it. If you're out with your buddies at a bar or whatever, snap some photos, take a couple clips. You really will enjoy it when you go back to it. If you're at your kid's soccer game or whatever else it might be, just make a memory. And even for this video, a lot of it was shot on an iPhone as well. I won't say which parts because it's mostly irrelevant when all that really matters is the story you're telling or the memory you're making. I will say if you are a little bit more serious about making videos with your iPhone, pick out something like a gimbal that might make a huge difference. With all that too, considering I'm out and about quite a bit when it comes down to using my camera a lot during the daytime, that sort of ties into the battery life, which has actually been an incredible fat upgrade for my 13 mini. Coming from something like a 13 mini, the gap in battery life is absolutely disgusting and I love it. And look, I know I kind of sound like one of those pretentious ass parents, but I recently cut my toddler's screen time pretty much to 0 on the weekends, which means we're out and about doing things every day, all day. So with that comes the need for a better battery, and I am really satisfied with how this has performed while we're up to our fun activities. Really, just not having to worry about the battery is simply a charm. Now, I mentioned I did primarily main my 13 mini, meaning my iPhone 15 Pro hasn't really had as many charge cycles, coming in at only 222 cycles. So with that, my battery health on here is 99%, so I don't really have anything to complain about. And the third thing I want to talk about with this iPhone is probably going to be the screen, because I've been really enjoying watching anime on there recently. Thanks to everybody's recommendations, I jumped into Demon Slayer first based off of how many times I saw it in the comment section, and watching it on this screen has been absolutely awesome. But I am realizing there's not too many episodes, unfortunately, so I'm going to be picking between, I think, Attack on Titans and Jujutsu Kaisen next. So if you guys have a recommendation between the two of those, please let me know. I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, really not having much time between life's commitments. Honest truth, just using Netflix and watching some shows on this bright ass OLED screen has been an absolute pleasure. And again, that is such a fat upgrade from the 13 mini, which is probably why I appreciate a little bit more than most people. But even if it's just 15 minutes before bed, I really do love that time. I mentioned before, I also cut my screen time deleting all my social media apps off of my phone. But when I give myself the permission to just take 10 to 20 minutes and watch a show on a screen like this, I really do enjoy that time, and I sort of almost look forward to it now. So again, thank you for your recommendations on Demon Slayer. It is flippin' awesome. And one other thing, that's not smart. One of the things I want to talk about is my action button here. It's just one of those things I didn't think I would really enjoy, but I really do almost rely on it on the daily. I haven't done anything crazy with it. I didn't put any sort of crazy shortcuts or anything like that. I just use it on the flashlight, and it's just one of those things that I've really grew to enjoy.
All right, you got a fat ass, Javier.
Okay. Fuck? Now, apart from those three things, as somebody who's become more of a homebody in my 30s, I want to say I really appreciate all the things that iPhone has when it comes down to home integration. It just does a really damn good job. Again, just being able to use my iPhone through the iMac while listening to classy and relaxing music is nice, and I do appreciate all that continuity. And if you want to feel classy and relaxing, I will leave my playlist below. It's just an Apple Music playlist with songs that my toddler absolutely enjoys. It's a random selection of songs from the 40s to 60s, but it makes us feel like we're in front of a fire smoking a cigar. Well, not her, she's 3.5, but anyways, you get the point. It's an awesome playlist, give it a try. But yeah, since I am spending a whole lot more of time at home nowadays, I just appreciate how the iPhone melds into all that home stuff that I really dig. And if I'm being honest, when it comes down to the performance of this device, I'd be lying if I said I really noticed a difference from my 13 mini, because everything I did on my 13 mini was near instant, and likewise that sort of carries forward to the 15 Pro. There is one thing though, now that I am testing Apple Intelligence in the Apple beta, it actually is something to look forward to, and so far it's been an absolute monstrous upgrade compared to Siri 1.0, and I don't even think they've put all the features in there. Again, so far the beta has been incredible, but that's definitely something to look forward to this fall. Now, when it comes down to rounding out all my thoughts about this incredible device, the iPhone 15 Pro, I do want to say that the upgrade era is absolutely real. And you don't really have to rush out to go get the new iPhone come the fall. At the same time, I know I'm a huge part of that whole upgrade era problem, because as a creator, I'm always going to make the new videos about the latest and greatest tech out there, including the new iPhone 16 Pro when it comes out next month. With that said though, unless your iPhone is really giving you a hard time, you might not need to really rush out and get the new shiny thing. Although really, at the same time, if you work hard for your money and you want that new damn iPhone, just go get that new damn iPhone, as long as it's not irresponsible, of course. The thing is too, when it comes down to a device like this, when it comes to getting a new thing, the whole entire device doesn't have to be some monstrous, massive upgrade across every single feature. Sometimes all it really needs to take is that one good feature you know you'll get a huge amount of benefit from, which might be enough to take the leap. For me at least, across all the iPhones, I've really just grown to love the technical capabilities behind them all. And again, it's either coincidental or something, but I've finally realized I'm not really getting any younger than I am right now. And the iPhone 15 Pro really does help me towards my self-care, between the mental health app reminders every day or journaling before bed, plus all the other incredible stuff I spoke about. So again, I'm sort of rediscovering the iPhone 15 Pro right now, a month before the new 16 comes out, and I'm still in love with it. But yeah, when it comes down to all that journaling and stuff with the iPhone, I might save that for another video on another day. But again, I do want to thank all of you for sticking around till the end. If you do have any questions, comments, be sure to leave them down below. I definitely appreciate all the comments I've read in the last video. It really made a huge difference for my motivation to keep creating this content. And I'll definitely catch you in the next one. Till next time.